Hi, everyone. My name is Mike Downing, and I teach English and professional writing at Kutztown University of Pennsylvania. I also advise the student newspaper there. As far as my writing background goes, I worked for years as a professional technical writer and journalist. I covered technology for such publications as Lightwave Magazine, Portable Design Magazine, Integrated Communications Design, and Business Solutions. There were several that I contributed to over the years. So today, for my how-to video, I'm going to show um, some things from Photoshop. So let me share my screen. And there we go. So I took the liberty of opening Photoshop already because it's a big program and it takes a minute to open. And so here we are. So the first thing I want to point out is over on this side, you'll see that I'm dragging the toolbar here. So with the toolbar, there's lots of commands. And even if I click on this and I hold it down, you'll see there's additional commands there. We're not going to get into any of that today because this is just a short video. But I want to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the crop tool. And most of you are familiar with that. Once upon a time, like people didn't know how to crop photos because, right, they didn't have phones. And now your phones can take care of a lot of this. So you would use Photoshop. But here we are. So let's say I just want one of the bags. I'm going to grab it by the edge and I'm going to tighten it all up like that. And then if I press enter, I've got my crop. If I want to undo that, it's Control Z. It's very handy to have that command in mind to undo anything. The next step would be any images that I've ever worked with, I'm reading and talking at the same time. I've had to adjust for brightness and contrast. And the idea behind that, I'm going to cancel this for a moment. I'm going to zoom in. To zoom in on material, typically on the web, and I teach this in my classes, it's Control, hold down the Control button and use the wheel. But in Photoshop, it's Alt, and I'm on a PC. So I'm zooming in like that. It makes it nice and easy to do. So back to image and adjustments and brightness and contrast. And if this dialog box pops up over the person's face or whatever you're trying to manipulate, just move it out of the way. And what I'm looking for here, I'm looking for whites to be completely white, like the 0 value, and then the blacks to be completely black, like 10 value. If you understand what I mean. So I'm going to just do the contrast. And as I do that, you should see the blacks of these puffin birds get nice and the image gains depth that way. So I like that pretty much. I like both of those images. Now you can also experiment with brightness to see if that does anything. I think I want that at 0 though. Yeah, for this. That looks pretty good to me. Okay. So that is something I've typically had to do, whether I'm working in print or online, I need to adjust for brightness and contrast. So we've cropped and we've done that. And the next thing that I can show you is the clone tool, which is here. Clone stamp tool. I'm going to zoom out again. I'm going to show you what we can do with this. So the first thing I need to adjust, I need to go up here and I need to look at the size of the lens or the brush stroke. And the hardness is all the way up. That's fine. I'm going to put it about midway. And here's the size of the brush. And let me show you how this translates. As I move that up, you see the circle then get larger. So I need to make a determination about how large I want that to be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my initial sample from this puffin. And I do that by holding down Alt and I capture, I left click, and then you see I carry that puffin up here. And then I can just do this. So I'm cloning the original bag to kind of make that cool. So if you were doing art here for Riley and you kind of wanted to make that look like that just because it's cool for marketing purposes, then you could do that. Again, to undo it, it's Control Z, just like that. Now I definitely recommend we can do the same thing over here. Alt and click, and then out here maybe. Right? So I'm going to recommend when you do that copying or most things that you do, whether it's making things lighter or darker, and that's a lesson for another day, or cloning, you should do it all in one stroke. So I'm going to hold down that left mouse button and do it all at once so that if I don't like over here, I missed the top of that building there, that structure. So I can just undo it and then I can start again. Maybe it's a good idea to start with that structure so that I make sure that that's involved in the picture. So there's so much more to learn about Photoshop. I'm going to go back here and let that go. We got about 30 seconds left. So while I'm here, I'll show you a little bit more of Riley's art from Newfoundland. And there's Riley. We're actually working on an article for my blog together. He does some great stuff. That's his studio that he built for himself. That is a depiction in honor of his son, who is a Canadian Mountie. And there's a discarded Irish swing. So that's it. That's how to do some of the basic functions in Photoshop. Again, my name is Mike Downing, and I'm going to stop my screen share. There we go. It just took a second. And I'm back to this perspective, and that's it. Thanks for watching.